History is written by the victors, but legends are written by the monsters who refuse to die. Let me take you back to the end of an era, the peak of the blood cult, a place where the sky is perpetually red and the air smells of iron and ash. Standing atop the precipice is a man who conquered everything, the heavenly demon. Look at him. He isn't holding a weapon. He doesn't need one. His hands are clasped behind his back. His robes flutter in the wind. He looks bored. Below him, an ocean of disciples. 10,000 men and women in red robes. They are chanting his name. Long live the demon, eternal life to the Supreme One. But listen closely to their voices. There is no love there, only fear. And beneath the fear, greed. The Grand Elder steps forward, a man the heavenly demon trusted for 50 years. The elder bows low, his forehead touching the cold stone. My lord, the elder says, his voice trembling, not with reverence, but with anticipation. The preparations are complete. The soul-augmenting formation is ready for you. The heavenly demon looks down. He smiles. A sad, knowing smile. He knows. He can smell the treachery on the wind. Is it? The demon asks softly. Tell me, elders, does this formation amplify my power, or does it consume the one who stands in the center? The elder freezes. The chanting stops. Silence falls over the mountain. Do you think I am blind? The demon whispers. I taught you how to hold a sword. I taught you how to breathe. And now you think you can use my own teachings to kill me? The elder stands up. The mask falls away. He draws his blade. You are old, monster. Your time is over. We are the new age. At his signal, the 10,000 disciples draw their weapons. The sound of steel ringing against scabbards echoes like thunder. They charge. A tidal wave of killing intent rushing toward one man. He raises his right hand. He doesn't strike. He simply snaps his fingers. Snap. The world turns white, then red. It isn't a fight. It is an erasure. The front line, 500 master warriors, simply ceases to exist. They burst into a mist of blood. You wanted my power, the demon asks, his voice booming like a god. Then have it. He unleashes the soul-augmenting art. The sky tears open. Purple lightning strikes the mountain. The elder screams as his body twists and implodes. But as the enemies die, the demon looks at his own hands. They are turning to dust. The price of the art is the user's soul. He is winning, but he is also fading. As the darkness closes in, wrapping around his heart, he feels a strange sensation. Relief. Finally, he thinks, no more politics, no more betrayal, no more war. If the gods are kind, let my next life be lazy. Let me be a nobody. He closes his eyes, and the heavenly demon dies. Sunlight. Warm, annoying sunlight hitting his eyelids. The demon groans. He expects the fires of hell, or the cold void of nothingness. Instead, he hears birds, and someone shouting? Young master, wake up. If you sleep here, you will die of a fever. He opens his eyes. A face is hovering over him. A girl, young, maybe 18. She looks terrified. He tries to sit up. Ugh. Pain shoots through his limbs. Not the pain of a battle wound, but the deep, aching pain of weakness. His arms feel like lead. His chest feels tight. He looks at his hands. They are smooth, pale, soft. These are not the hands that crushed the skulls of grandmasters. These are the hands of a scholar who has never lifted anything heavier than a brush. Where am I? He croaks. His voice is weak, cracking like dry parchment. The girl, So-So, sighs with relief. You are in the garden, young master. You fainted again. I told you the morning dew is too heavy for your constitution. He looks at the water in the koi pond. He sees his reflection. A handsome, delicate face stares back. I am alive? He whispers. He closes his eyes and checks his internal condition. He tries to summon his chi. He reaches for the ocean of power that used to reside in his dantian. It's empty, dry, a desert. This body, he mutters, shock turning into disgust. It's trash, absolute garbage. He diagnoses himself instantly. The 9 yin severed veins, a congenital disease. His meridians are shattered like broken glass. In the martial world, this is a death sentence. He is weaker than a child. Young master? So asks, leaning closer. Are you hungry? He looks at her. He realizes who he is. Memories flood his mind. Byeok Tae-San, second son of the Golden Wall Merchant Guild. A rich family, a life of luxury. He starts to laugh, a wheezing, weak laugh. Rich? He says. I'm rich, and I'm useless. So looks ready to cry. Please, young master, don't say that. The new physician is coming today. He is famous. He can fix you. Tae-San ignores her. He grabs a chicken leg from the tray she brought. He bites into it savagely. He needs energy. Fix me, he thinks, chewing. No doctor can fix this. This requires a miracle. But then he pauses. He remembers the technique that killed him, the soul-augmenting art. It consumes souls to create power. But could it work in reverse? Could it consume negative energy to repair a body? He looks at So. He sees a faint aura around her. It's weak, but it's there. So, he says, wiping grease from his mouth. Yes, young master? I want to go out. So blinks. Out? To the physician? Tae-San smirks. It looks wrong on this innocent face. No, prepare the carriage. We are going to the red light district. So drops the tray. Clatter. The brothel? Young master, you can barely walk. If the master finds out... Quiet, Tae-San commands. Even with this weak voice, a trace of the demon's authority slips out. So flinches. Do as I say. I need medicine, and I can only find it there. The carriage ride is bumpy. Every jolt sends a shockwave of pain through Tae-San's fragile spine. He grits his teeth. Pathetic, he mutters, to think the ruler of the blood cult is defeated by a pothole. Outside the carriage, a man rides on horseback. Cheon, the assigned bodyguard. Cheon is a member of the Sword Dragon Corps. He sits tall in the saddle, his hand resting on the pommel of his blade. He looks at the carriage with a mixture of duty and disdain. Tae-San opens the window curtain. You look unhappy, Cheon. Cheon doesn't look down. I am doing my duty, young master. You think I'm wasting my life, Tae-San observes, going to a brothel while I'm dying. You think I'm a degenerate. Cheon stays silent. His silence screams, yes. Tae-San chuckles. Good. Keep thinking that. A tiger is safest when everyone thinks it's a sick kitten. They arrive at the fragrant flower house. It is midday, but the place is busy. Music drifts from the windows. The smell of perfume, roasted pork, and stale wine fills the street. Tae-San steps out of the carriage. His legs wobble. Cheon sighs and moves to help him, but Tae-San waves him off. I can walk, he snaps. He forces his legs to move. 1 step. 2 steps. The madame runs out to greet them. Young Master Byeok, it has been so long. We heard you were unwell. I'm fine, Tae-San says, pushing past her. He walks into the main hall. He closes his eyes and activates his spirit vision. The world turns gray, but the people, they glow. Most of the men glow with a dirty, muddy red. Lust, greed. The women glow with pink and gray. Exhaustion. Fake happiness. Useless, Tae-San thinks. I need something deeper. I need despair. He walks up the stairs, ignoring the girls trying to grab his arm. He stops at the end of the hallway. He hears music, a zither. The sound is melancholic. It weeps. Tae-San looks at the door. Through the wood, he sees a deep, dark blue aura. It is cold. It is heavy. It is the aura of someone who has given up on life. Perfect, he whispers. He turns to Cheon. Guard the door. Don't let anyone in, not even the Emperor. Cheon rolls his eyes. Try not to die of exhaustion, young master. Inside the room, the girl, Dan Yong, stops playing. She looks at Tae-San with wide, fearful eyes. She sees a rich, spoiled boy here to use her. Tae-San locks the door. He walks over to the bed and sits down. Not to sleep, but to meditate. Keep playing, he commands softly. Young master, she stammers. The music, he says. Play it. Pour all your sadness into it. Your hate for this place, your grief for your family, give it all to me. She doesn't understand, but she obeys. She touches the strings. The sad melody fills the room. Tae-san closes his eyes. He visualizes his shattered meridians. He begins to chant the mantra of the soul-augmenting art. Darkness becomes light. Poison becomes medicine. Sorrow becomes strength. He pulls on the blue aura radiating from Danyang. It flows through the air like purple smoke, entering his nose and mouth. To Danyang, it feels strange. The heavy weight she has carried in her heart for years starts to lift. She feels lighter. She plays with more passion. Inside Tae-san, the energy acts like a needle and thread. It stitches the first severed vein in his chest. Snap. A spark of pain, then flow. For the first time in this life, chi moves through his body. It's a trickle, barely a drop, but it's there. He exhales. A cloud of black impurities leaves his lips. His skin looks rosier. His breathing deepens. It works, he thinks, clenching his fist. He feels strength. Not much, but enough to crush an apple. He is about to continue, to fix the second vein, when suddenly... creak. A sound from the roof. Tae-san's eyes fly open. The music stops. Outside, Cheon is leaning against the wall, bored. Inside, Tae-san stands up. He looks at the ceiling. His hearing, amplified by the tiny bit of internal energy, picks up a heartbeat. Thump, 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 thump. It's fast, quiet, controlled. An assassin, Tae-san realizes. Here? For me? Cheon, Tae-san shouts. Door! Cheon opens the door, confused. Young master, are you Before Cheon can finish, Tae-san lunges forward. He grabs the sword from Cheon's waist. The movement is clumsy, but the intent is perfect. Tae-san spins. He looks at the ceiling beam. He calculates the angle, the thickness of the wood, the position of the rat hiding above. Get down, he roars. He throws the sword. It flies upward like a streak of silver light. It pierces the thick timber roof as if it were paper. Thunk. A wet, gurgling sound echoes from the attic space. Then silence. Then drip, drip, drip. Thick, dark blood begins to pool on the floorboards. Cheon stares at the sword stuck in the ceiling. He stares at the blood. Then he turns his head slowly to look at Tae-san. Tae-san is panting. His weak body is exhausted from that one move. He leans against the table, wiping sweat from his brow. Young master, Cheon whispers, his voice shaking. You missed the beam. You hit the man directly. Tae-san straightens his robes. He looks at Cheon with cold, dead eyes. He was annoying, Tae-san says. Go up there and fetch the body. I want to know who has the courage to hunt me. The night air is cold as they leave the fragrant flower house. Cheon walks beside the carriage, his hand never leaving his sword hilt. He looks at Tae-san differently now. The sickly young master just threw a blade through a solid timber roof. With the precision of a grandmaster, Cheon wants to ask questions, 1,000 of them, but the look in Tae-san's eyes stops him. It is the look of a man who is calculating the death of an empire. Suddenly the carriage stops. Make way, a guard shouts from the street. Tae-san opens the curtain. A luxurious palanquin blocks their path. The crest on the side is a blooming blue lotus. The Yun family. A woman steps out. She is breathtaking. Cold, sharp beauty, like a sword carved from ice. This is Lady Yun Ha-rin, the genius of the Yun family, and Tae-san's fiancée. She sees Tae-san stepping out of a brothel carriage. She smells the cheap perfume clinging to his robes. Her eyes narrow in disgust. So, she says, her voice cutting through the street noise, this is how you spend your nights? While the Golden Wall Guild is crumbling, the second young master is drinking with whores. Cheon steps forward to defend his master, but Tae-san holds up a hand. Tae-san looks at her. In his past life, he had thousands of women. But this one, she has spirit. Jealous? Tae-san asks, leaning against the carriage door, looking bored. Lady Yun flushes with anger. Jealous? Of trash? I am worried about my family's reputation. Byeok Tae-san. If you cannot act like a man, at least have the decency to die quietly so I can break this engagement. It is a cruel thing to say, but Tae-san just smiles. Don't worry, Lady Yun, he whispers, low enough that only she can hear. You won't have to worry about me for long. But a piece of advice, watch your left flank. Your family's guards are lazy. Before she can respond, he signals the driver. The carriage rolls away, leaving her standing in the dust, confused and furious. Back at the Golden Wall Manor, the mood shifts from drama to horror. They drag the assassin's body to the dungeon. The stone walls are damp. The only light comes from a flickering torch that casts long, dancing shadows. Cheon ties the assassin to a wooden chair. The man is conscious now. He is a professional killer. His jaw is set. He has been trained to endure torture. "Leave us," Tae-san commands. "Young master," Cheon hesitates. "He is dangerous, even tied up. Outside, now." The door clangs shut. Tae-san stands alone with the killer. The assassin spits a glob of blood onto Tae-san's pristine white boots. "You're wasting your time, rich boy," the assassin sneers. "I don't have a tongue. I cut it out myself so I couldn't talk. You can skin me alive, I won't tell you a thing." Tae-san looks at the blood on his boot. He sighs. "You mortals," Tae-san says, his voice sounding ancient. "You always assume I need you to speak." Tae-san steps forward. The shadows in the room seem to stretch toward him. His eyes begin to glow with a faint, terrifying purple light. "I don't need your tongue," Tae-san whispers. "I need your soul." He places his pale hand on the assassin's forehead. Soul search. The assassin's eyes roll back into his head. He opens his mouth to scream, but no sound comes out. His body arches violently against the ropes. To Tae-san, the man's mind is an open book. He rips through the pages of memory. He sees the payment. He sees the shadowy meeting in a tea house. He sees the face of the man who ordered the hit. It is a face Tae-san recognizes. The crest of a red dragon. The Jiangshi clan. Tae-san pulls his hand away. The assassin slumps forward, drooling, his mind completely shattered. He will never wake up again. The Jiangshi clan, Tae-san muses, wiping his hand on a handkerchief. They want to start a war? Very well, I will give them a war. The next morning, the sun is shining, but a storm is brewing inside the manor. The guildmaster, Tae-san's father, has called for help. He has hired the most famous doctor in the province to cure his son. They call him the Divine Physician. A carriage made of gold and silk arrives. The doctor steps out. He is young, handsome, and incredibly arrogant. He holds a staff like a king holding a scepter. "Where is the patient?" the Divine Physician demands, walking past the bowing servants. "I have important matters to attend to. Let me cure this cripple quickly so I can leave." He bursts into Tae-san's room without knocking. Tae-san is sitting by the window, sipping tea. He looks fragile, weak. The doctor sneers. "So, you're the one with the 9 severed veins, a walking corpse. Give me your wrist." Tae-san doesn't move. He turns a page of his book. "You are noisy," Tae-san says softly. "For a doctor." The Divine Physician turns red. "Do you know who I am? I am the only one who can save you. I demand respect." He reaches out to grab Tae-san's arm roughly. Boom! There is no sound, but the pressure in the room drops instantly. The candle flame on the table goes out. Tae-san looks up. He releases killing intent. It isn't the anger of a boy. It is the bloodlust of a monster who has slaughtered armies. The aura hits the doctor like a physical hammer. The Divine Physician freezes. His hand stops in midair. His breath catches in his throat. He looks into Tae-san's eyes and sees an abyss, infinite darkness. The doctor's legs give out. He falls to his knees, gasping, clawing at his throat. Sweat pours down his face. "What?" the doctor wheezes. "What are you?" Tae-san takes a sip of his tea. The pressure vanishes instantly. "I am your patient," Tae-san says pleasantly. "Now, check my pulse." The Divine Physician crawls forward on his hands and knees, shaking like a leaf. His arrogance is gone, replaced by the primal fear of a prey animal facing a predator. He touches Tae-san's wrist with trembling fingers. Your meridians," the doctor stammers. They are knitting themselves back together. This energy, it's impossible." "Nothing is impossible," Tae-san says. "You will stay here. You will serve me, and if you tell anyone what you felt today, I will visit you in your sleep." "I swear." The doctor bows, his head banging against the floor. "I swear on my life, young master." A week passes. Tae-san spends his time training Cheon and the servants, preparing for the inevitable. And then the enemy makes the first move. Zhongli Wung, the youngest son of the Jiangshi clan. He is a brute, loud, stupid, and cruel. He arrives at the Golden Wall Manor gates with 20 armed guards. Crash. He kicks the gate open. "Come out!" Wung screams. Where is the cripple Byeok Tae-San? I heard he's hiding in his room like a coward. The servants cower in fear. Cheon steps forward, hand on his sword, ready to die to protect the manor, but the main doors open slowly. Tae-San walks out. He's wearing simple white robes. He looks like a scholar going for a morning stroll. He doesn't look at the 20 guards. He looks at the birds in the trees. You are disrupting my morning tea, Tae-San says calmly. Wong laughs, a cruel, barking laugh. Look at him. He can barely stand in the wind. Come here, Tae-San. Let's go for a walk in the woods. Just you and me. Man to man. Cheon grabs Tae-San's sleeve. Young master, don't. It's a trap. He intends to cripple you further. Tae-San smiles. It's fine, Cheon. The forest is beautiful today. I think I'll enjoy this walk. They walk deep into the forest. The sounds of the city fade away. As soon as they are out of sight of the manor, Wong stops. He spins around, drawing a jagged, serrated dagger. You think you're smart? Wong spits. I'm going to carve you up. I'm going to cut off your fingers one by one and mail them to your father. The Golden Wall Guild will bow to the Jiangshi clan. Tae-San sighs. He looks disappointed. You talk too much, Tae-San says, and your stance, it is full of holes. Die! Wong lunges. He aims for Tae-San's stomach. A vicious, gutting blow. Tae-San doesn't run. He doesn't panic. He takes one step to the left. The dagger misses his robes by a fraction of an inch. Tae-San raises his hand. He extends 2 fingers. He taps Wong lightly on the lower abdomen. Tap. He injects a needle-thin burst of demonic chi directly into the bowel meridian. Wong freezes mid-step. He drops the dagger. What? Wong stammers. His face turns pale, then green. A rumbling sound comes from his stomach. It sounds like a thunderstorm trapped in a bag. The human body is fragile, Tae-San lectures, walking around the frozen bully. If you disrupt the energy flow in the lower dantian, the muscles lose all control, specifically the sphincter muscles. No, Wong gasps, clutching his stomach. No, please. Yes, Tae-San says. Squelch. The sound is horrifying. The smell follows instantly. The arrogant young master of the Jiangshi clan has soiled himself. Completely. Violently. He falls to his knees, crying. The shame is worse than any wound. Tae-San looks down at him, pinching his nose. Disgusting. Go wash yourself in the river before you come back, and tell your uncle I expect better manners next time. But humiliation has a price. Wong runs back to his clan, covered in filth, crying like a child, and waiting for him is Elder Sungrak. Sungrak is a giant, a martial master, a legend of the Jiangshi clan. He sees his nephew broken, and he goes berserk. Who did this? He roars. His voice shakes the leaves off the trees. He marches to the Golden Wall Manor. He doesn't bring guards. He brings a greatsword, a slab of iron as tall as a man. He stands at the edge of the forest, radiating blue energy. Byeok Tae-San! Sungrak screams, come out and die! Tae-San walks out to the courtyard. Cheon is already there, drawing his sword. Protect the young master, Cheon shouts. Sungrak charges. He swings the greatsword like a twig. Clang! Cheon blocks, but the force is overwhelming. Cheon's knees hit the dirt. Sungrak swings again. Crack! Cheon's sword shatters. Cheon flies backward, coughing blood. He tries to stand, but his ribs are broken. Sungrak looms over the fallen bodyguard. He raises the massive blade. A fly should know its place, Sungrak growls. Die. Time seems to stop. The blade falls, but it never hits the ground. A hand catches the wrist. A pale, slender hand. It is Tae-San. He has caught the wrist of a martial master. He isn't straining. He isn't shaking. He is holding it as easily as holding a flower. Sungrak's eyes bulge. You are disrupting my peace, Tae-San says. Tae-San steps inside the guard. He flows like water. He places his open palm against the elder's chin. Heavenly demon. Palm, first form. Crack. It isn't a push. It is an explosion. The elder's head snaps back. The kinetic energy travels through his skull, shutting down his brain instantly. The giant man's eyes roll back. He collapses like a tower of cards. Dust rises. Silence falls over the courtyard. Cheon stares, blood dripping from his mouth. The servants stare. The divine physician, hiding behind a pillar, stares. Tae-San stands over the unconscious master. He dusts off his white robes. Not a drop of sweat. "Cheon," Tae-San says calmly, as if he just swatted a fly, "clean up this trash and send a message to the Jiangshi clan." He turns and walks back toward the house. "Tell them the war has begun." Cheon looks at Tae-San, lost in deep thought. It was amazing, he thinks. How can a person's movement be that incredible? I want to become as strong as him. Maybe, just maybe, one day I'll be as powerful as him. The scene shifts to the Yunnan Manor. The group has arrived, and the divine physician inspects Cheon's injuries. He speaks gravely. "Looking at your condition, if I hadn't been here, your arm would have needed amputation. You realize that, don't you?" Hearing this, Cheon remains silent, unable to find the words. The divine physician smiles. "Make sure you remember this." Cheon bows his head. "I will never forget this favor." Cyan steps forward as well. "I also thank you from the bottom of my heart for treating him." "There are many people who forget the kindness of others," the divine physician says. "I hope you two won't forget this favor of mine." Both guards bow again, saying thank you. As the divine physician turns to leave, he adds, "By the way, young Master Tae-San, you must have heard about the big offer I received. They are offering me a lot of herbs and money," he continues. Hearing this, Tae-San stares intensely at the divine physician, making the old doctor flinch in fear. "I haven't stopped you," Tae-San says calmly. "You can go." Where should I go?" the physician asks nervously. "You said you got an offer from the Jiangshi clan," Tae-San replies. "When did I say I would join them?" The physician quickly counters. "I only want to serve you alone." "Enough," Tae-San says. "Did you deal with the rest of them? The ones who aren't dead?" "Yes," the physician nods. "The Donghua bodyguard agency took care of them. I think it will be difficult for the Jiangshi clan to do anything right now." "No," Tae-San says. "Now that things have gone this wrong, they will come out with their full power. But for now, that isn't important." Cheon and Cyan look confused, not understanding his words. "They wouldn't dare make such a bold move alone," Tae-San explains. "This means someone is supporting them from behind. We have to find out who it is. Otherwise, we'll be in trouble soon." He looks at the physician. "Did you find the person I asked you to find?" "Yes, my subordinate found her," the physician replies. "Good, take me to her," Tae-San says. "I am curious to see who is actually controlling the Jiangshi clan." The scene shifts to the Jiangshi clan. A woman arrives at the entrance. As she enters, Administrator Mengwang announces, "Someone from the White Flower Quotation House has arrived." "Let her in," the patriarch orders. The woman enters, and the patriarch looks surprised. "Madam, welcome. I was waiting for you." "I heard that one of your elders was killed last night," the woman says. "Yes," the patriarch admits. "Was he killed by the son of the Golden Wall Merchant Guild?" she asks. "He has very skilled people around him," the patriarch says. "But the Golden Heavenly Alliance doesn't need to worry about this. I will crush them this time." "No," the woman says sharply. "The White Flower Quotation House will deal with Byeok Tae-San. The Jiangshi clan's war corps will help. He will be coming to our quotation house soon. We have spread a rumor that will drag him to us." "What kind of rumor?" the patriarch asks. "The rumor that we are related to the Golden Heavenly Alliance," the woman replies with a cold smile. The scene focuses on her beautiful but dangerous face. "This time, it is impossible for Byeok Tae-San to escape us." The next day, Tae-San turns to his guards. "If you want to act like that, don't follow me." "Should we just leave him?" the divine physician whispers. But Cheon looks highly motivated. "No, I can do this." The divine physician stares at him. Why does he look so motivated? "If you go like that, we'll get caught before the fight," the physician says. "We need to use poison." "It's a poison that relaxes you and numbs your facial muscles for a while," he explains. "But it has a side effect." "I'm busy, let's just leave him here," Tae-San says. "No, I can do it. I'm ready for it," Cheon insists. The divine physician pulls out a large needle. "All right, it will just hurt a little." He jams the needle into Cheon, causing him to scream loudly. Tae-San looks annoyed at the physician. A moment later, Cheon is shown looking like a complete idiot with a numb face. Cheon stares at him, thinking, "Is this the side effect?" Tae-San arrives with his group at the White Flower Quotation House. "Was the place we needed to go a quotation house?" Cyan asked the divine physician. "Does this look like an ordinary quotation house to you?" The physician replies. Cyan doesn't understand. "This house was built by the Golden Heavenly Alliance." "The Golden Heavenly Alliance?" Cyan is shocked. "Can't they build a normal quotation house?" "They were quiet," then suddenly started expanding their business around the Golden Wall Merchant Guild, the physician explains. Those guards look common, but they are skilled warriors. Most merchant guilds wouldn't have people that strong. Cyan listens silently. The rumor spreading that this place is related to the Golden Heavenly Alliance. It seems they are intentionally trying to lure someone in. The physician continues. They are planning something. Doesn't that mean we shouldn't come here? Cyan asks. Why would we knowingly send young Master Tae-San into an enemy trap? Just then they enter inside. A woman approaches them. Welcome, young master. We were wondering when the strongest Night King of Wuhan would come to see us. Seems the rumor spread too much, the divine physician mutters. He steps toward her. Make sure you serve young Master Tae-San well. However, Tae-San stares ahead, surprised. He senses intense energy from two guards. He's not bad, Tae-San thinks. He's as strong as the warrior squad of a reputable clan. The Golden Heavenly Alliance isn't capable enough to keep such skilled people. This means there's a strong support behind them. Let's see what they are trying to do. Young master, please come this way, the woman says. We have prepared a separate room for you. The divine physician moves to follow, but Cyan stops him. She drags him away, saying, We will wait for the young master outside the room. Some time passes. The divine physician looks angry while Cyan stares at Cyan. The poison's effect is wearing off, and the side effects are kicking in. Warrior Cyan, are you okay? Cyan asks. If you are tired, you can rest. Due to the side effects, Cyan hallucinates that Cyan looks incredibly beautiful, as if she is seducing him. I'm fine, Cyan shouts. Are you feeling sick? Cyan asks, stepping closer. To Cyan, she looks seductive. He bangs his head against the wall. I'm fine, don't ask me. Why is he acting crazy like this? Cyan wonders. The divine physician smiles watching this, while Cyan mentally curses the doctor. Suddenly, there is a loud noise. They turn to see Mong Wang, the administrator of the Jiangshi clan. It seems only his pet dogs are here, Mong Wang sneers. Behind him are the Jiangshi clan's war corps. Jiangshi clan warriors? The divine physician says. You guys are in on this too? To think you found out so quickly, Mong Wang says. That is reason enough for you to die here today. He orders his warriors to attack. I couldn't hold myself back anyway, Cyan yells, charging forward. It's good that you guys came. He swiftly kills two warriors and passes them. Cyan also draws her sword. I don't know what you're talking about, but focus on the fight. Two warriors attack Cyan, but she kills them easily. Wiping the blood, she says, It has started. Inside, the woman asks, Why are you standing, young master? Please sit. It seems there is some noise outside. Tae-San says, Sounds like a fight. I don't hear anything. She lies. Internally, she thinks, You're going to die today anyway, stupid young master. It seems he has no idea what's happening. I feel sad losing him because he is very handsome. Suddenly, Tae-San smiles. Do you want me to gouge your eyes out? The woman is confused. Do I look like caught prey to you? Tae-San asks. What are you talking about? She stammers. You think I came here without knowing anything? Tae-San says. He walks to the wall and stops. Suddenly, he thrusts his hand through the wall. Someone hiding on the other side screams in pain. Tae-San glares through the hole. Don't dare look at me with those eyes. The woman trembles in fear. Outside, Cyan is slaughtering warriors. Cyan fights alongside him. A warrior attacks Cyan from behind, but he barely dodges. Cyan jumps in, saving him from falling, and throws him forward so he can kill more enemies. Soon, the soldiers are dead. Cyan and Cyan stand side by side, exhausted. Mong Wang steps forward. Useless trash! He pulls out a dagger from his clothes. This fight has gone on too long. He rushes at them with incredible speed. Cyan and Cyan attack, but he dodges and cuts their faces. They jump back, terrified. He is very skilled. We can't handle him, they realize. You have some skill, Mong Wang says, but you aren't capable enough to kill an elder. Your movements are easy to read. For the Jiangshi clan, I must end you here. Suddenly, a blast occurs behind him. Two bodies fly out, and Tae-San walks through the broken wall. You must be Byeok Tae-San, Mong Wang says. I thought you were a dying man with broken meridians. Were you hiding your true strength? When did I do that? Tae-San replies. You people just assumed I was weak on your own. I wanted to spare your life, but I changed my mind, Mong Wang says. He throws multiple daggers at Tae-San. Tae-San dodges them effortlessly, and they fly straight toward where the divine physician is hiding. The doctor panics. Mong Wang is shocked that his attack missed. It seems you are somewhat skilled. Tae-San appears instantly in front of Mong Wang. I don't think you'll answer my questions, so let's have some fun first. Mongwang is stunned by his speed. Tae-San uses his demonic art, causing Mongwang to scream in agony. The divine physician laughs seeing this. I'm amazed you survived, Jayan says to the doctor. I'm glad you're safe. Of course, who would treat you if something happened to me, the physician replies. Young master, let's go and finish this. Okay, Tae-San says, dropping Mongwang. The group arrives at the top floor of the White Flower Quotation House. This is the top floor, the physician says. Who are we looking for? Sion asks. The one behind all these incidents, the physician replies. Inside, they find the owner, the woman who visited the Zhongli patriarch. She is kneeling before Tae-San. Are you the one behind this? Tae-San asks. Don't talk nonsense that the White Flower Quotation House has nothing to do with this. I can't say, she replies. My life is a precious treasure to me. Then why do you look so calm? Tae-San asks. Because I am confident. I am more useful alive than dead, she says. Is that so? Tae-San asks. First, tell me. The Golden Heavenly Alliance isn't really behind this. Who is actually behind it? I don't know the real person, she admits. I don't know his true identity. He keeps himself hidden. But I know he sends orders through the Golden Heavenly Alliance. The one who gives us orders is Bong Muok. Bong Muok? The divine physician is shocked. Are you talking about the Black Lunar Swordsman? Is he famous? Tae-San asks. Yes, he is a skilled master who killed the Bloodflame demonic general, the physician explains. He was in the top 100 martial masters, but he is dead. Many people saw him die. He says he is dead, Tae-San tells the woman. No, Bong Muok is still alive, she insists. I swear on my soul. Fine, Tae-San says. I leave this place to you. Gather information on the Golden Heavenly Alliance and Bong Muok and send it to me. But I won't be able to get important information, she protests. Why are you acting? Tae-San cuts her off. You said you weren't on their side. You were hired by them, right? You are from the Hao faction. The woman is shocked. What do you mean? I can tell by your movements, Tae-San says. You have specific traits, but your acting is terrible. I trust you will work well. Are you letting her go just like that? The physician asks. If she runs, her luck has run out, Tae-San says. He looks at the owner. I know where the Shadow Stride manual is. The owner is stunned. The Shadow Stride manual is a martial art of the Hao faction lost years ago. Only Hao faction people know about it. How does he know? She bows deeply. I will happily follow your orders. Young Master Tae-San, I will not disappoint you. The scene shifts to another location. Bong Muok, the Black Lunar Swordsman, stands in front of a man. What happened? The man asks. The situation in Wuhan doesn't look good, Bong Muok says. Wuhan? The man asks. Yes, the Zhongli clan and White Flower Quotation House were defeated overnight by an unknown group, Bong Muok reports. Why didn't you find out his true identity? A man with long white hair asks. The situation became unfavorable, Bong Muok replies. A small boy lying nearby speaks, Brother, if you can't control a simple thing properly, how will you keep your position as an heir? Another muscular man adds, We shouldn't underestimate that place. It will become the foundation of our plan. We have waited centuries for this plan, the white-haired man says. A small mistake can ruin everything. Very soon, we must reveal ourselves to the world. At the Donghua Bodyguard Agency, the owner and the divine physician are talking. Don't you know we are breaking the rules meeting like this? The agency owner says. We are in a special situation, the physician replies. What special situation? Are you talking about the mystical heaven enchantment? The owner asks. We don't know how long it will take for a new cult leader to rise. If we are talking about a new cult leader, we should be prepared. The physician smiles. What do you mean? What do you think about young Master Byeok Tae-San? The physician asks. Honestly, the owner says, he used a secret code that only high-ranking executives of the cult can use. But I don't know any executive that young. Do you know who he is? I think, the physician whispers, he might be the hidden son of the dead cult leader. The agency owner is so shocked he spits out his tea. Are you serious? Quiet, someone will hear, the physician says. Then he thinks, I told him that, but I'm not actually sure who he is. He doesn't talk much. Danio is helping Tae-San dress. Young master, did you hear? He is coming here, Danio says. Who are you talking about? Tae-San asks. The world-famous needle-eccentric physician, Danio exclaims. The needle-eccentric? The divine physician is shocked. Is he really coming? It seems the Manor Master tried to find every physician, Danio says. Young Master's condition improved since you came, but if the needle eccentric comes, he will be cured instantly. Do you think I can't cure him? The divine physician grumbles. No, you are incredible, Danio says, but I heard the needle eccentric can cure everything with just one needle. That's not possible, the physician says. No, the rumor is true. He can fix broken meridians with one needle, Danio insists. No, Tae-San interrupts. The needle eccentric isn't famous for his medical technique, Tae-San says. He can kill people with a single needle. That is why he became famous immediately. Did you know he wiped out an entire sect with just his needle? No, I never heard that, Danio gasps. Why would a physician kill people? It seems you are young, so you trust strangers easily, Tae-San says. No, I am not small. I have grown up, Danio argues. The scene shifts to the market. Danio is buying vegetables. She hears shouting. She goes to look and sees a man shouting angrily, I saw you swap it as soon as you started. How dare you trick me? It is none other than the needle-eccentric physician currently gambling. What nonsense, the dealer yells. If you guessed wrong, it's your fault. I've been running this business for 50 years. Why would I use dirty tricks? The needle-eccentric can't say anything. The dealer starts taking his betting items. I want to place a bet, the needle-eccentric says. If the coin comes out of these bowls, I will give you my eye. He grabs the dealer's hand. But if the coin doesn't come out, you give me your hand. The dealer panics. The crowd murmurs, He's right. We never saw a coin come out when he guessed. You really are a scammer. Remove this right now, the needle-eccentric shouts. Why would I take a ridiculous bet like that, the dealer says. Don't you care about your eyes? Suddenly, the needle-eccentric's attention shifts to Danio in the crowd. He looks completely shocked, because her body constitution is of the pure physical form. Seeing this, the needle-eccentric looks at her closely. Then Danio starts to leave. Seeing this, the needle-eccentric throws a bag of money at the gambler's face and says, I am letting you go for today. Consider yourself lucky. Then he starts following Danio, smiling happily. He thinks, it has been a long time since I found something this interesting. Then it is shown that he follows her all the way to the Golden Wall Merchant Manor. He thinks, I saw her go in here, but this isn't a place I should be staying right now. Regardless, he opens the door and goes inside. Then it is shown that the chief steward, Mojin, is standing in front of him. Mojin says, Welcome. It is an honor to serve an important guest like you. The needle-eccentric immediately says, A woman came in just before me. Mojin replies, Oh, you were talking about Danio. She is the young master's maid. The needle-eccentric asks, Is she really just a maid? Mojin says, Yes. Even the divine physician was quite impressed by her and wanted her as a disciple. But the young master refused. Hearing this, the needle-eccentric gets angry and says, How dare you compare someone like him to me? No one refuses my offers. Then the scene shifts. The needle-eccentric is sitting in front of Tae-San and the divine physician. The divine physician is glaring at him. The needle-eccentric thinks, So this is Byeok Tae-San. And that must be the divine physician next to him, but he looks very young. Does he use some kind of special elixir? Tae-San speaks up, Why is everyone acting the same? You said you are interested in my maid? The needle-eccentric shouts angrily, Yes, she is quite talented. Her talent is being wasted in this place. If she trains under me for 10 years, she can become a physician and martial artist who rules the world. Tae-San asks, Martial arts? But you don't look that good. Are you sure you are good at your medical technique? The needle-eccentric rages, You little brat, what did you just say? Suddenly, something flies toward the needle-eccentric at high speed. He gets scared and closes his eyes. When he opens them, he sees Tae-San's hand right in front of him. Tae-San places his hand in front of the eccentric and says, Check my pulse. Let's see how good your medical technique really is. The needle-eccentric is shocked to see Tae-San move so fast. Tae-San says, Don't just sit there. Check my pulse. The needle-eccentric checks it and becomes very shocked. He says, Your body is completely trash. Tae-San asks, How long will it take you to fix me? The needle-eccentric replies, I have to connect the core meridians. If I do it, it will take a few years. Hearing this, Tae-San tells the divine physician, I think your skill is better than his. The needle-eccentric shouts, What is this nonsense? Tae-San mocks him, You say you will fix me in a few years? Neither your martial arts are good, nor your medical technique. What else can you show me? Furious, the needle-eccentric says, Fine, make a bet with me. Have one of your men fight me to see if my martial arts are weak. If I win, I take the maid. Tae-San asks, And if I win? The eccentric replies, I pledge myself to you. I am very valuable. Even the Miram Alliance and Black Alliance fight to have me. Tae-San says coldly, I want you to pledge your body and soul too. The needle eccentric asks, you want absolute loyalty? Fine, I am ready for it. Then the scene shifts to the training ground. The needle eccentric asks, who is going to fight me? Tae-San steps forward, I am going to fight. The needle eccentric asks, really? You are going to fight? Do you want to lose? Tae-San replies, why don't you see for yourself? The needle eccentric analyzes him and thinks, with his pulse, he shouldn't even be alive. He is lucky he can walk. He asks, are you giving up on your life? Tae-San replies, how can you think like that as a physician? Are you scared to attack me? The needle eccentric gets angry. Fine, don't blame me if you die. Tae-San adds, fine, you can even attack my heart. Then the needle eccentric reaches into his clothes and pulls out needles. He thinks, I have seen many arrogant people like him. He is trying to provoke me, but I won't let my guard down. Then it is shown that he throws 3 needles to distract Tae-San. Then he infuses inner energy into his needles and throws them at Tae-San's vital points. This was his 6-needle art, but Tae-San dodges all of them effortlessly. Seeing this, the needle eccentric is shocked. He thinks, how can this be? How did he dodge all 6 needles? Tae-San asks, is that all the tricks you have? As the needle eccentric tries to pull more needles, Tae-San says, that wasn't too bad, but let's end this here. The eccentric shouts, how can you say that? The fight isn't over yet. Suddenly, Tae-San vanishes. He appears right in front of the needle eccentric and gives him a small push. That small push sends the needle eccentric bouncing on the ground and smashing into the wall. Tae-San even throws the needles back at him. The needle eccentric stands up and says, I don't know what trick you used, but I won't fail this time. Tae-San says, it seems you will only admit defeat after you die. Then Tae-San vanishes again. The needle eccentric panics, thinking, how can he disappear from my sight when I am focusing with inner energy? Tae-San appears behind him and says, as I thought, you are weak in martial arts. Then he hits him on the head, and the eccentric faints. When he opens his eyes, the divine physician is there. He says, you hit your head and passed out. The needle eccentric thinks, did I lose to that kid? The divine physician grins, from now on, you work for the young master. I hope we work well together. Hearing this, the needle eccentric starts screaming and arguing with him. Then the scene shifts to the next day. Tae-San is standing before the Golden Wall, guild leader and his eldest brother, Byeok Tae-San. Tae-San says, you look much better. It seems the divine physician and needle eccentric live up to their names. I heard the needle eccentric wants to work with you too. Tae-San continues, anyway, I need a favor. We received news from the Yunnan Manor. The River Martial Alliance in Hubei is gathering rising martial artists. Lady Yun has also been invited. Tae-San looks confused. His brother explains, it might seem strange for a merchant guild to go, but the needle eccentric was requested to go there, and he accepted. Do you want to go with him? Tae-San agrees, saying, yes, I needed to train him a bit anyway. Tae-San adds, the River Martial Alliance is the strongest organization in Hubei. We cannot miss this chance. Tae-San thinks to himself, River Martial Alliance? I hope I find good opponents for training there. The scene shifts to the White Flower Quotation House, a secret branch of the Hao faction. The branch leader reflects on the recent chaos, noting that the Golden Heavenly Alliance has yet to react. One of her subordinates suggests they are paralyzed with shock by the sudden power displayed by the Golden Wall Merchant Guild. The branch leader ponders to herself, we never knew they were hiding such a monster. Who is he, and does he truly know the secrets of the Shadow Stride? She issues a stern warning to her followers. From now on, keep a close eye on the Golden Wall Merchant Guild as if they were a reputable clan. But whatever you do, stay away from the second young master, Byeok Tae-San. The fate of our entire faction depends on it. The next morning at the guild, So-So wakes up and writes a letter to her mother. Hello, Mother. I hope you're well. I'm leaving Wuhan for a few days to head to the River Martial Alliance. Everyone knows how incredible that place is. It's fascinating to see how young Master Tae-San works. He even has 2 legendary physicians under his command. As night falls, So-So notices something strange. She narrates that for the past few nights, Tae-San and the 2 doctors have been heading out for mysterious training. Tae-San is looking more handsome by the day, and even the old physicians are starting to look younger. During their sessions, Tae-San casually remarks that the energy from physicians is far better than that of the women at the quotation house. Hearing this, Chaeyoung and Sion give him a look of pure confusion and judgment. So-So's letter concludes, I used to be alone, but now I have a new family. I'll contact you when I return. I miss you dearly. Your loving daughter, So-So. Back at the quotation house, the branch leader is seen kneeling before Tae-San. "How is the investigation going?" he asks. She replies that they already sent the details, but Tae-San interrupts her. "I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about the investigation into my background." The leader is visibly shaken. Tae-San smirks. "Did you really think I wouldn't find out?" Terrified, she begs for forgiveness. Tae-San dismisses her fear and asks if the investigation is complete. She admits they were too cautious to finish it, focusing more on the guild than him personally. "And what did you find out about me?" Tae-San asks. "Nothing," she confesses. "Knowing you hold our secrets, why would we dare dig further?" Tae-San then demands all the information they have on the River Marshal Alliance. He asks for a pen and paper, writes something down, and hands it to her. As she reads it, her hands begin to tremble. This is the Shadow Stride Manual. She gasps. "If you are thankful," Tae-San says, "show me how useful you can be. With this, you could become the leader of the entire Hao faction." The leader stares at the manual, her heart filling with newfound ambition. The scene changes as Tae-San and his group depart for the River Marshal Alliance. From a distance, his eldest brother Tae-Soo and the chief steward watch them leave. Tae-Soo muses about how much his brother has changed, from a boy who cried over small things to someone handling their clan's heavy affairs. He has the two best physicians with him, the steward reassures him. "There's no need to worry." "You're right," Tae-Soo says, "but I have a feeling something massive is about to happen." The focus shifts to Seo Dogen's residence, where Bong Muok has arrived. "The ritual preparations are complete," Bong Muok reports. "We will awaken them before the ritual," Dogen says grimly. "We failed in Wuhan, and the alliance we supported proved useless. If we fail again, the Elder will punish us. We'll be turned into wandering souls for eternity." He looks at small jars and mutters, "Just wait a little longer. I'll bring you out soon." Later, Tae-San's group is traveling in a carriage. The needle eccentric marvels at the luxury, while the divine physician brags about Tae-San's wealth. The two begin their usual bickering. The eccentric complains they would have reached the alliance faster by water, but Sayan explains that pirates are currently too active. The divine physician asks about Lady Yun, who has already departed by boat. Sayan explains that Lady Yun is a skilled martial artist herself, but it is her duty to protect her. Sayan looks somber, leading into a flashback of her childhood. The manor master introduced a young Sayan to a young Lady Yun. "I'm glad to meet you," the young Lady Yun had said with a sweet smile. "I am Yun Haran. Let's become strong together." Back in the present, Chayan and Sayan are training fiercely. Chayan wonders why she is so fired up. During the spar, he accidentally leaves a small cut on Sayan's arm. Worried, he tries to help, but Sayan insists she's fine and walks away alone as the dinner bell rings. Later during dinner, Chayan is quiet. The divine physician notes his distress. "If you're worried about her, go check on her. Don't sit here full of regret." He hands Chayan some food to take to her. Chayan finds Sayan training behind a tree. She strikes a massive rock, leaving a deep gash in the stone, shocked by her own progress. Suddenly, Tae-San appears. "That was a good attack, but you're so caught up in your thoughts that you didn't even notice me. Clear your mind. Open your senses." Sayan asks how many people can truly achieve that. Tae-San replies that he has seen over 500. His words trigger an enlightenment within Sayan. She enters a transcendental trance, and Chayan stays behind to protect her from any disturbance. By morning, Sayan opens her eyes, realizing she has experienced the legendary trance. She sees Chayan guarding her and accidentally trips over the food bundle. "You're awake," Chayan says warmly. "Congratulations on your enlightenment." Sayan blushes, and they share the cold food together. Later, Tae-San tells Sayan, "You succeeded without trouble. I only left because I knew you had someone here to protect you." Chayan and Sayan blush furiously, while Soso feels incredibly awkward watching the romance bloom. The group finally arrives in Yichang, the home of the River Marshal Alliance. A man approaches Tae-San and whispers in his ear. Most likely someone from the Hao faction, the divine physician guesses. Tae-San announces, "Lady Yun's boat will be here in 1 hour. Sayan, as soon as she arrives, you are to protect her." At the dock, the boat pulls in, and Sayan calls out to Lady Yun. They reunite in a heartfelt hug. Suddenly, a man interrupts. It is Jigal Jihak, the successor of the Jigal clan. He mocks Sayan, calling her weak and reminding Lady Yun of the difference in their statuses. Lady Yun firmly introduces Sayan as her bodyguard and closest friend. Jihak only laughs, doubting Sayan can even fight. Sayan recalls her childhood promise to protect Lady Yun, even beating a boy unconscious for mocking girls in martial arts. As Jihak continues his insults, the divine physician and Tae-san arrive. Lady Yun blushes the moment she sees Tae-san. Jigal Jihak sneers, "Ah, the former fiancé, Byeok Tae-san." Tae-san asks Lady Yun, "Has our engagement been broken?" "No, it hasn't," she replies quickly. "You heard her," Tae-san says to Jihak. "Now who are you, and why are you with my fiancé?" Lady Yun explains that Jihak is part of the reputable clans traveling for the Rising Stars meeting. Tae-san tells her, "Stay with us. You are my fiancé after all." Lady Yun agrees instantly. As they walk away, Jihak fumes with rage. "She never smiled at me once, yet her whole expression changed for that fool. You will marry me in the end, not that trash." As they walk, Lady Yun can't stop stealing glances at Tae-san. Tae-san wonders why she is so obsessed with him and if something happened between them in the past. Every time he looks at her, he is reminded of a girl from his past life, the one who told him, the heavenly demon, that he would one day reach the supreme level. A haunting memory flashes before Tae-san's eyes. In his past life, as the heavenly demon, he held a woman in his arms. She was on the verge of death, taking her final breaths as she confessed her love to him. She told him that one day he would surely reach the level of the supreme. In the present, Tae-san shakes off the memory, his expression unreadable as he continues his journey. Then it is shown that the group finally arrives at the River Marshal Alliance. The scale of the place is breathtaking. The divine physician gasps, "This place is enormous." Tae-san notes calmly, "It's nearly half the size of the entire Murim Alliance." The divine physician adds, "People call this the Hubei Alliance. Looking at its sheer size, calling it a mini Murim Alliance wouldn't be an exaggeration." Tae-san looks around and mutters, "It's not as bad as I expected." The group is shown to their quarters. So is amazed. This place is truly huge. A servant bows deeply to them, saying, "I have been instructed that you are very important guests. I will be personally overseeing your needs with special care." Hearing this, the divine physician starts bragging, "My fame has clearly reached even the River Marshal Alliance. Like a shining star, my light only grows brighter." But the needle eccentric scoffs. "Don't flatter yourself. They invited me, not you." The two physicians immediately start insulting each other, their bickering filling the hall. Tae-san finally loses his patience. "Both of you shut up and listen carefully." They instantly fall silent. "Starting today, I want you to bring me the best local physicians in the city. Since this place is so large, there must be many skilled ones available." The divine physician is confused. "But young master, you already have the two best doctors in the world. Why would you need anyone else?" Tae-san looks at them with a cold gaze. "I have already drained too much of your energy. Your efficiency is dropping." The needle eccentric realizes the truth. "It's true, even though the process was painful, I actually started feeling healthier and younger afterward. But where will we find enough physicians to satisfy you?" The divine physician suggests they go out and hire them personally. The needle eccentric smirks. "I'm much better at spotting talent than you are. You should focus on yourself." This leads to a new challenge. The divine physician says, "Why don't we make a bet?" The eccentric asks, "A bet? What kind?" The divine physician replies, "Are you scared? If I win, you must teach me your legendary one-needle art." The needle eccentric is furious. "That is the only thing that makes me special. How could I teach that to you?" But then he counters, "Fine. But if I win, you must reveal your true identity to me." The divine physician challenges him, "Do you really have the courage to digest the truth of who I am?" They glare at each other intensely until the eccentric agrees. Whoever brings the physician that satisfies the young master the most wins the bet. Then the scene shifts to the night. Tae-san is shown in his room, undergoing his treatment. Outside the door, the divine physician remarks, "It seems it doesn't hurt them as much as it hurts us." The needle eccentric adds, "Yes, they aren't screaming quite as loud." Suddenly, Tae-san opens the door and walks out. He looks disappointed. "Take them away. This was even worse than I expected. From now on, you will bring me new physicians every single day." "Every day?" they ask in shock. Tae-san stares them down. "Is there a problem?" They quickly retreat. The needle eccentric asks, "So, which doctor were you most satisfied with?" Tae-san smirks. "I know about your bet. I will give you my answer at the very end." As the failed physicians are led away, Tae-san stands alone, thinking. Their efficiency was pathetic. Is it because their medical skill is too low? Tae-san reflects on the nature of souls. Every soul has a different energy. A physician's energy heals me, but the energy of the women from the quotation house only fuels lust. Souls that are dirty cause immense pain and have very little healing effect. Right now, what my body needs most is a pure soul. Just then, Danio enters the room. Young master, I was worried about you, so I came to check in. Tae-san looks at her and thinks, a pure soul. He smiles and says, you've come at the perfect time. Don't worry, this won't hurt a bit. He places his hand on her head to extract the pure energy he needs. The scene shifts to a dark and eerie location. An old man holding a lantern is walking through the shadows with Bong Muok. The old man says, we are almost there. Some of these have been here for 10 years, others for 70. But only the great elder can truly use them. This is the masterpiece of my life. They can fight the top elders of any clan and survive. Most warriors won't stand a chance against them. Bong Muok listens in silence as the old man laughs sarcastically. We've arrived. I haven't been here in years. I almost forgot the way. Bong Muok is frozen in shock at the sight before him. Rows upon rows of dead bodies are lined up, each with a mysterious talisman stuck to its forehead. Then the scene shifts to Seo Dogen's residence. More corpses are laid out while men beat drums in a ghoulish rhythm. A ritual is being performed. Seo Dogen watches as the souls sealed in bottles are forced into the dead bodies. He notes, the souls have entered the vessels. Bong Muok asks, does this mean they have become half Jiangshi? Dogen corrects him, no, these were created through the infusion of corpse energy. Their original souls are still present. Unlike normal Jiangshi, they can think for themselves to some extent and even use their original martial arts. We are putting souls back into corpses. You could say, we are bringing them back to life. Bong Muok is skeptical. They won't be easy to control. Dogen glares at him, thinking, you should know better than anyone why we serve the Yukryong clan so loyally. He then says aloud, the ritual is almost complete. Then it is shown that the ritual reaches its peak, and the dead bodies slowly begin to stand up, returning to the world of the living. Then the scene shifts to another location where the divine physician and the needle eccentric are sitting together. Suddenly someone enters and says that it is truly an honor to meet two such famous physicians. The two physicians greet him back, saying he is overpraising them, and that it is actually their honor to meet the man who rules the Murim of this region. Standing before them is the leader of the River Martial Alliance, whose name is Byeok Tae-San. He replies that he doesn't rule, he is simply doing his job. They all sit down across from each other. The Alliance leader says he heard they both are staying at the Golden Wall Merchant Guild. Both physicians confirm this. The Alliance leader notes how incredibly talented they are and mentions that many famous groups like the Namgung clan and the Jaegel clan have tried to recruit them. Even the Murim Alliance and the Black Alliance have contacted them. He then expresses his curiosity, asking what kind of place the Golden Wall Merchant Guild is for them to work there. He indirectly wants to know what the guild offered them. The divine physician replies that he found someone there who understands his true value. Internally, he thinks that he cannot possibly admit he was threatened into staying. The needle eccentric adds that he is only there because he lost a bet, though it is not just because of the bet anymore. Hearing this, the Alliance leader asks if this means they are not working for the Merchant Guild itself, but rather for the second young master, Byeok Tae-San. The needle eccentric confirms this, saying they don't care what happens to the Golden Wall Merchant Guild. The Alliance leader thinks to himself that these two are immensely talented. If they were on his side, the River Martial Alliance could rule the entire world. He decides that he must meet the second young master, Byeok Tae-San, at any cost. Then the scene shifts to Danio, who wakes up in her room. She wonders if her time with the young master was just a dream, but remembers that his touch felt very warm. She realizes she has overslept and rushes outside in a hurry. As she steps out, she sees a mysterious purple light radiating from Tae-san's room and cannot understand what it is. Inside, Tae-san is shown connecting his meridians. He thinks about how pure and powerful this spirit energy is. Since extracting energy from Danio, he feels his soul and body becoming stable. Until now, he was just reconnecting his meridians, but now they are becoming stronger. He realizes there is always something new to learn about the soul-augmenting demonic art. He knows that one final treatment is necessary for his entire body. Then the scene shifts to the gathering of the River Martial Alliance. All the rising stars have assembled there. Lady Yun is shown thinking about Tae-san. Sion tells her not to worry, as Tae-san is likely strengthening the things he learned during his enlightenment. Lady Yun is surprised and asks if Sion is talking about a transcendental trance. Sion confirms that she recently experienced it because of young Master Tae-san. Lady Yun notes that Sion seems much stronger than before. Suddenly, someone behind them calls out to Lady Yun. It is Jimin Jihak. He asks what she is doing there without her fiancé. Lady Yoon greets him politely. Jihak smiles and suggests they go for a drink, claiming he knows a great place. He asks if she is hesitating because of her fiancé, adding that a merchant like him is not worthy of her. Lady Yoon replies that she doesn't feel well today. Jihak suddenly grabs Lady Yoon's hand and says that alcohol is the cure for any illness. He tells her not to hesitate and to just have one glass. Sayan suddenly grabs Jihak's hand and tells him to stop right there. She asks if he enjoys behaving this way with someone who is already engaged. Jihak shakes her hand off and says she is nothing but a bodyguard. He asks if she even knows which clan he belongs to. Sayan replies that she doesn't know him, but his behavior shows he is crossing his limits. Jihak announces that he is Jimin Jihak, the successor of the Jimin clan. He asks if she really thinks a common bodyguard can handle him. Sayan is slightly shocked to hear the Hyman clan's name and remains silent. Just then, Tae-San arrives and asks, "What about me? Can you handle me?" Everyone begins to praise Tae-San, noting how handsome he looks. Lady Yoon can't take her eyes off him. Tae-San then asks Jihak if he's the one who has been making all this noise. Then the scene shifts to Seo Dogun's residence where the ritual has taken place. One of the corpses flies up and breaks its bonds, and other corpses follow. One of them wonders where it is, remembering that it had died. It realizes its body feels different. It has completely changed. Dogun approaches and greets it, calling it the Guangdong Demon. The Guangdong Demon places its hand near Dogun's throat and asks who he is. Dogun introduces himself and claims that Elder Yuk Ryong Wing Wang saved him. Dogun is likely using some kind of illusion, as their eyes begin to glow. They all begin to chant the name of Yuk Ryong Wing Wang. Then the scene shifts back to Tae-San. Jihak calls him a man who looks like a pimp and says it's good that Tae-San appeared because he was looking for him. Tae-San asks why. Jihak says Tae-San is a burden to Lady Yoon. Tae-San questions if he is truly a burden. Jihak claims that Tae-San is actually nothing in the Golden Wall Merchant Guild and is just chasing after Lady Yoon. He tells Tae-San to leave her so she can marry someone else happily. Tae-San mocks him, asking if he thinks Lady Yoon is looking for him. Jihak boasts that the Golden Wall Merchant Guild wouldn't dare mock the Heeman clan. Tae-San asks why he keeps talking about his clan, asking if he is just a loser without them. This makes Jihak furious. He tells Tae-San that enough is enough and they should go outside. Tae-San smiles at this. Then the scene shifts outside. Tae-San asks when Jihak is going to attack, saying he is waiting. Jihak asks if Tae-San has gone crazy with fear. Tae-San explains that he achieved enlightenment a few days ago and needs someone to test it on. Jihak attacks, but Tae-San dodges with ease. Tae-San grabs Jihak's hand, pulls him up, and slams him into the ground near his two lackeys. Tae-San then picks up Jihak's fan with his foot and kicks it toward one of the lackeys, knocking him unconscious instantly. The other lackey helps Jihak up. Jihak calls Tae-San a coward and asks how he dared to attack while his guard was down. He declares that it isn't over yet. Tae-San asks if he really wants to continue. Jihak vows not to let him off this time. Jihak and his remaining lackey attack together. Jihak thinks he will show Tae-San the martial arts of the Heeman clan. They think they have caught Tae-San, but it was only an afterimage. Tae-San has moved behind them and smashes their heads together, causing them to fall to the ground. Jihak remains conscious, but is horrified to see Tae-San absorbing spirit energy from the lackeys. Tae-San turns and notes that Jihak is awake. Jihak is left speechless with terror. Tae-San thanks him, saying he found something interesting because of him. Jihak begins to cry. Tae-San says it is time to confirm things once again. Then the scene shifts back to the gathering inside. The Alliance leader arrives, and everyone greets him. The leader is looking for Tae-San. He finally spots him entering from outside. He approaches Tae-San and asks if Tae-San knows who he is. Tae-San asks if they have met before. The Alliance leader asks if he really thinks they have met. Tae-San says he remembers now. A flashback shows the Alliance leader when he was much younger. Tae-San explains that when he was the Heavenly Demon, this man came to negotiate with the Muram Alliance. At that time, he was just a small child who could barely stand before Tae-San's aura. Even though he lacked skill then, he was still powerful. But now he has become the leader of the River Marshal Alliance. The Alliance leader says he needs to talk to Tae-San. Tae-San asks why he would want to talk to someone like him, suggesting he talk to someone who actually wants to speak with him. The leader says he came to talk to everyone, but Tae-San is first on his list. Tae-San tells him there is no need to talk to him and he can move to the next person. Tae-San points to a random man and tells him he has been chosen. The man is confused, but Tae-San tells him he has a chance to speak with the strongest man in the Alliance. The Alliance leader thinks to himself that Tae-San has incredible guts for throwing away a chance to build a relationship with him. As Tae-San leaves the gathering, he thinks that if this were the past and the leader tried to scold him, he would have beaten him badly. But since the man is now the leader of the River Marshal Alliance, beating him would cause a massive problem. Then the scene shifts to the black iron smithy shop. The blacksmiths are shown working. Suddenly they hear a noise from behind. An old man asks why the fog is so thick today. Another man says they must work fast to finish the order for the River Marshal Alliance. The old man stares into the fog and sees a figure holding another person. Terrified, the old man asks what it is. The figure in the fog is eating another person. These are the people brought back to life by the ritual. The old man questions if they are even human. The undead look toward them. Behind them, a masked man is shown controlling the undead with a bell. He orders them to attack. The people are terrified and begin to run. A large group of undead chases them like hungry wolves. The old man wonders if there is any way to escape. He hears a horse and realizes he can escape if he reaches it. Once the undead move past him, he runs for the horse with all his might. He climbs onto the horse and rides away, but the undead notice him. He thinks he just needs to cross the gate. Suddenly, an undead jumps with incredible speed and reaches him. The old man is shocked, and only his screams are heard. Then 4 masked men are shown, the ones controlling the undead. They gather and perform a ritual. Because of this ritual, the blood of all the dead people begins to gather in the center. The blood begins to take a shape, and a stone above it absorbs all the blood. Once the absorption is complete, a man made of blood appears. The masked men call him Elder. The stone remains in the center of his forehead and begins to glow. Then the scene shifts to the River Marshal Alliance. Tae-San is shown thinking. After extracting their souls, he has discovered a new effect of the soul-augmenting demonic art. Their soul energy isn't better than a physician's, but it allowed him to extract hidden information. He realizes that the more he learns about this art, the more incredible it becomes. Suddenly, the divine physician's voice is heard, saying they have brought more physicians. They enter with 2 doctors. The divine physician claims the one he brought is much better. Tae-San tells them that if they want his honest opinion, neither of them satisfied him. He tells them they both failed, and since it is a draw, they both must fulfill their bet conditions. They ask if he is joking. Tae-San asks if they really think he would joke about this. They fall silent. Tae-San warns them to be prepared for what happens if they dare to make a bet without telling him. This terrifies them. Then the scene shifts to the Alliance leader. An administrator informs him that the black iron smithy has disappeared. The leader is confused, saying they aren't an item that can just vanish. The administrator explains that it was time for their payment, and when there was no news, they sent men to check. They found the manor and pavilion, but not a single person or item remained. The leader asks why they would vanish when they were about to be paid. The administrator suspects an external force attacked them. Furthermore, a black plague has spread in the surrounding area. The leader says they must investigate if these 2 incidents are connected. He tells the administrator to request help from both the needle eccentric and the divine physician. The administrator is surprised by the request. The leader says they should take the chance to build a good relationship with them, using a reward as an excuse. He also tells him to request help from Byeok Tae-San. The administrator asks if he means the second young master of the Golden Wall Merchant Guild. The leader says yes, and to fulfill any request Tae-San might have. After the administrator leaves, the leader thinks to himself that he felt the aura of a martial master within Tae-San. He wants to see how Tae-San performs this time. Then Tae-San is shown arriving at the Black Iron Smithy with the physicians and some Alliance members. Tae-San looks ahead and says there is a scent of blood. The divine physician says he cannot smell anything. Tae-San explains that it isn't a scent you can recognize with your nose. He says everyone in this place has been killed, more than 100 people. He then asks the divine physician if he knows about poison. The doctor says he knows a lot. Tae-San asks what he thinks of the poison demon. The needle eccentric notes that no one can beat the poison demon when it comes to poison. Tae-San explains that the poison he smells here is often used by the poison demon. The divine physician asks if the poison demon killed all these people. Tae-San says he doesn't know, but there is something strange here besides blood and poison. He tells the doctor to check for it as well. An unusual energy is shown before Tae-San. He wonders why he feels an energy similar to the soul-augmenting demonic art in this place. Then the scene shifts to the Black Iron Smithy again. The divine physician and needle eccentric are investigating when the Alliance leader arrives. They greet him. The divine physician asks why such a busy man has come there. The leader says he cannot ignore a request from a council member, and he also needs their help. He asks if they can examine the people living in the area. The leader is surprised they already know this. The needle. Eccentric explains that while investigating on Tae-san's orders, they discovered a poison that has spread to the surrounding area. The realization hits home. This isn't a plague. It's poison. Then the scene shifts to Tae-san, who stands alone, deep in thought. He realizes it has been a long time since he practiced the Heavenly Earth Stride. Suddenly, Tae-san begins to perform a series of fluid, dance-like movements. As he moves, his mind drifts back to his past life. He thinks to himself, I am certain now. This scent, it belongs to a poison once used by the poison demon. It was about 3 years before Tae-san's previous death. The poison demon was an arrogant fool who believed no one could touch him until he crossed paths with the heavenly demon. Tae-san remembers, if the current alliance leader had been in my place back then, things might have ended differently. But no poison can affect a heavenly demon. The poison demon had used 11 different toxins on him, yet none could stand against the soul-augmenting demonic art, which consumes the very soul. After his total defeat, the poison demon's punishment was to follow Tae-san forever, spending his days creating new recipes just to stay useful. Tae-san wonders, Poison demon, what exactly are you doing now? Suddenly, the needle eccentric and the divine physician approach. Young master, they announce, we have completed the investigation into the poison you described. Tae-san stops his movements. And what about the antidote? We have successfully created it, the needle eccentric replies. Make more, Tae-san commands. We are going to need a vast supply. The doctors nod in agreement, however the needle eccentric looks troubled. Young master, the more we study this poison, the stranger it seems. I don't believe this is the poison demon's work. Tae-san raises an eyebrow. You're sure? Yes, the eccentric explains. This poison is lethal, but it's raw, unrefined. If it had been crafted properly, this entire city would already be in ruins. Moreover, it doesn't seem designed to kill instantly. It slows down the body's recovery and drains vital energy. If used continuously, a person will survive, but they will be nothing more than a walking corpse. The physicians prepare to leave to treat the infected in the area. Tae-san watches them go, his mind racing. A person left in a state of living death. Could this be related to that strange energy I sensed earlier? The one similar to my own demonic art. He decides he needs more information. He needs to visit the Hao faction. As Tae-san prepares to leave with Cheyenne, Lady Yun calls out to him. She rushes over, asking, Quetspear, where are you going? We are supposed to be helping the physicians. Tae-san replies casually, I'm heading to the Golden Jade House. Seon gasps in shock. The Golden Jade? But that's a brothel. It's the largest one in the city. Note to the audience, in this world, a brothel and a quotation house are essentially the same thing. Seon is furious. You are here with Lady Yun. How can you even think of going to such a place? Tae-san shrugs. If you're bored, you're welcome to join me. Lady Yun glares at him. I've asked you this 1,000 times. Do whatever you want. I am going to help the doctors. She turns and storms off, with Seon following close behind. Tae-san watches them leave. Well, they seem busy. Let's move. Cheyenne follows, though he clearly feels uneasy about the situation. The scene shifts to the medical camp of the River Marshal Alliance. The 2 legendary physicians are busy treating the poisoned masses. The needle eccentric grumbles, Why am I doing this? I've never treated more than 1 person a day in my entire life. The divine physician mocks him. And how did you become a skilled physician with so little experience? For your information, the eccentric snaps, before I was famous, I treated 100 people a day. I struggled to get where I am. Only 100? The divine physician laughs. I used to handle 200 a day. You're lying. You can't prove that. The divine physician sighs, his head spinning at the memory. I'm serious. My master was a perfectionist. I had no choice. Honestly, the only person as terrifying as my master is young Master Tae-san. The needle eccentric leans in. Do you actually know Tae-san's true identity? Not exactly, the doctor whispers. But I have met someone like him before. Don't worry, the eccentric reassures him. We are on the same side. Tell me, who is he really? The divine physician looks around before whispering 2 words. Heavenly demon. The needle eccentric freezes in terror. I shouldn't have asked. He quickly changes the subject. So, who was his master? The divine physician ignores the question and stands up, walking toward the window. He looks out and his face goes pale. The entire horizon is glowing a deep blood red. The needle eccentric joins him. It looks like we won't be getting any rest today. Then it is shown that a horde of undead has arrived at the camp. Seon stares in horror. What on earth are those things? The divine physician takes charge. Move everyone to the medicine hall and into the safe zones. Now, we don't have much time. The needle eccentric shouts, call for the martial artists of the Alliance. We need reinforcements. Cyan grabs Lady Yun's arm. Lady Yun, we have to go. A few martial artists step forward to face the monsters. As Cyan and Lady Yun lead the civilians to safety, Lady Yun looks back, her thoughts drifting to Tae-San. The scene shifts to the Golden Jade House, the local branch of the Hao faction. Tae-San stands before the branch leader. Did I really have to come and find you myself? The leader bows low. Forgive me, young master. I didn't expect you to come here personally. We were planning to report to you as soon as we dealt with the local thugs. Do your job properly, Tae-San warns. I don't like being disappointed. Now why are you here in Yichang? The branch leader explains, there has been suspicious activity around the River Martial Alliance. I came to assist you and investigate the Black Iron Clan. This branch, known as the Golden Jade House, is our base of operations. Suddenly, a loud banging is heard at the gate. A voice shouts, a messenger from the River Martial Alliance has arrived with an urgent message. The branch leader grants entry, and Cheyenne leads the messenger inside. The divine physician and the needle eccentric have requested that you come with us immediately, the messenger says breathlessly. Tae-San's eyes narrow. They called for me? Yes, the messenger replies. They have something vital to tell you. Where are they? They are staying at a nearby inn. Tae-San pauses. An inn? Shouldn't they be busy treating the sick at the camp? The messenger stammers. They said the current situation is special. They insisted I bring you there right away. Tae-San smiles, a dangerous smile. That's strange. I never told them where I was going. How did they find me here? The messenger falters. We found out through other means. Subdue him, Tae-San commands. Cheon moves like lightning, twisting the messenger's arm and slamming him into the dirt. What are you doing? The messenger screams. The branch leader is confused. Young master, what is this? He is a martial artist from the Alliance. Cheon grunts. Too many things don't add up. It's hard to believe those two would call for the young master like this. Tae-San looks at the branch leader. Send your people to check that inn, and take this man with you. He is likely a spy. The leader gasps. A trap? Who knows? Tae-San replies, his eyes cold. But something is moving behind the curtains. Chayan, let's go. It's time we check on our doctors. Then the scene shifts to that very medical area. On one side, there is a massive horde of undead. On the other side, a few martial artists stand with the divine physician and the needle eccentric. The divine physician thinks to himself, I can't run away from here, and I can't send anyone out for help. But why do these people look so familiar to me? Then it is shown that a man emerges from the middle of the undead pack. He speaks up, saying, How about you all put your swords down? We are only here to speak with the physicians. The divine physician counters, Talk? If you want to talk, why don't you send these dangerous creatures away first? The needle eccentric asks, Are these Jiangshi? The divine physician explains, No, they are still half alive. I can feel both life and death energy within them. It feels like they might be from our cult. He quickly stops himself and thinks, No, forget that thought. The needle eccentric snaps at him to finish his sentence. The divine physician points out their weakness, a pressure point where the two energies are connected. The needle eccentric confirms that he can see it clearly. The needle eccentric then shouts, If you have something to say, where's the man who will speak for you? Then the masked man speaks up. I was waiting because I thought you were having a serious discussion. If you join our side, you are welcome. In exchange, we will give you a reward beyond your wildest dreams. But the needle eccentric mocks him. You bring these bloodthirsty monsters here and then talk like this? Do you think anyone would believe you? No one is stupid enough to follow you. It seems you are the real idiot here. Hearing this, the masked man says that he didn't expect this, and now things will not end peacefully. Then he is shown ringing a bell that controls the undead. As soon as the bell rings, the undead go into a total rage. Seeing this, the martial artists are filled with terror. The masked man orders them to attack. The needle eccentric tells everyone, I cannot save all of you. Do your best to save yourselves, and I will do my best as well. He launches his needles at the undead. Then a man is shown attacking one of the undead, but the attack does nothing. Instead, the undead begins to eat the man. This causes the others to panic. The needle eccentric tells the divine physician that if this continues, everyone will be killed and they must do something quickly. The divine physician replies, I'm thinking, but we can't rush. Another wave is coming. We must handle them carefully. The divine physician thinks to himself that there seems to be no end to them. He realizes that attacking their weaknesses as planned is difficult because there are just too many of them. He thinks that if young Master Tae-San or even Chaeyon were here, they could handle this. Suddenly, an undead attacks him from behind, and he falls to the ground. He screams out in fear, "No, I don't want to die, young master, please save me." Suddenly, the head of that undead is sliced off. It is Lady Yun. She asks, "Are you okay?" The divine physician thanks her. Then Sion arrives and says, "Divine physician, Lady Yun, are you both all right? As you ordered, I have moved everyone to the inner chamber, but I don't know how long we can hold out. What are these things? They don't look human." The divine physician explains, "I'm not entirely sure, but these are half-living Jiangshi. They came here specifically targeting us." Sion asks what a half-living Jiangshi is. The doctor tells her there is no time to explain. He says that to kill them, they must either cut off their heads or attack the pressure point at the gate of origin. Suddenly, more undead arrive to attack. Lady Yun and Sion move forward to strike. The divine physician shouts for them to attack the lower energy core. Sion looks at Lady Yun and thinks to herself, "You have always protected me. Now it is my turn to protect you." Then the scene shifts to the needle eccentric. He mutters that there is no end to them and begins to cough up blood. The divine physician rushes to him. The eccentric says he has overused his internal energy. The divine physician supports him and says it might be better to run. The needle eccentric points out that the enemies have blocked their path. The divine physician says, "I have one last move left. Use this chance to escape." The needle eccentric asks, "You want me to run away alone?" The divine physician replies, "You are the fastest among us. Besides, the protagonist stays until the end. Go and find Master Tae-San." Then the divine physician screams at the undead, "Hey, you bastards, where are you going?" He throws an object that shatters on the ground, releasing a special poison. The undead begin to vomit blood. The divine physician thinks to himself that he was worried about this, but it worked perfectly. The undead begin to swell up, and then they all blast apart. The divine physician tells the needle eccentric, "Now it's your turn. I'll hold them back. You run." The eccentric tells him to stay alive. The divine physician replies, "Don't worry, I'm your older brother. Now run." They both begin to flee. Then the masked man is shown ringing his bell again. A strange light begins to shine from the eyes and mouths of the undead. They move with incredible speed and reach the two physicians. The divine physician wonders what the light is as the needle eccentric uses his six-needle art, but the attack has no effect. The undead chase them like hungry wolves.